Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at something genuinely exciting, I think. A new development that feels like it could really shake things up a bit in the world of art and community.
Yeah, and it's all happening in Chiang Mai, a
Mm.
city already known for its creativity, right?
Exactly, the vibrant heart of Chiang Mai.
And the big news is MaPIN Art Space. It's got its grand opening set for July 26, 2025.
MaPIN Art Space.
Okay, and it's important to stress this isn't, just another gallery popping up. They're positioning it as a really dynamic cultural platform.
A platform. Interesting.
Yeah, designed specifically to bring together all sorts of creative people, artists, performers, digital types,
Hmm.
the whole spectrum, really.
Okay, right. So let's dig into that. For this deep dive, we really want to explore what makes MaPIN potentially more than just a new building, right? What's this cultural pulse idea?
Hmm.
We want to get a sense of what you, listening, can actually expect if you walk through those doors. And critically, why does this feel like maybe a pivotal moment for creativity, for community connection, especially now?
Yeah, I think that's key, how cultural spaces are innovating.
Definitely. Anyone curious about that will find this interesting, I think.
So if we start with the basics,
Hmm.
what is my poem? I mean, beyond its location in Chiang Mai,
Right.
its core identity, the way they describe it, is this dynamic cultural platform,
Okay.
which translates into being purpose-built for things like interactive exhibits, live performances, creative workshops,
Hmm.
and crucially, community collaboration.
So it's really leaning into that active element.
Exactly. The idea is to move past that traditional model where, you just passively look at art on a wall.
That phrase beyond passive viewing, that really jumped out at me too. How are they actually planning to make that happen? I mean, what's the mechanism to get people, to get you, the visitor, involved?
That's sort of baked into the structure. It's not just about showing finished work. Take their workshops, for example. They're not just like standalone classes.
Yeah.
The idea is they can feed directly into collaborative projects
Ah, interesting.
or even showcase opportunities within MaPIN.
Yeah.
So you could, theoretically, join a workshop and maybe see something you contributed become part of a live installation that same week.
Wow, okay. So it closes the loop in a way.
Precisely. It creates this pathway for growth and real engagement that you often don't find. It blurs those lines,
Yeah.
between who's the creator and who's the audience.
And connecting that to the bigger picture then, the aims sound pretty ambitious. The sources mention nurturing emerging talent, celebrating diversity, being a catalyst for innovation, especially for the Northern art scene.
Big goals.
Yeah. So when they talk about nurturing talent or sparking innovation, what does that actually look like on the ground there? And why is that so important for Chiang Mai right now?
Well, it feels critical because Chiang Mai has this incredibly vibrant arts community, but sometimes it can feel a bit fragmented, different groups doing their own thing.
Right, silos.
Exactly. MaPIN seems to want to be that connecting tissue, that glue. So nurturing talent means providing actual resources, not just the physical space, but maybe mentorship, ways to collaborate, building a network.
Practical support.
Yeah, things that help artists actually build and sustain a career. And innovation. That seems to be about breaking down those silos we mentioned, encouraging interdisciplinary work.
Like what, for example?
Well, imagine, say, a digital artist's work interacting with a live dance piece,
Yeah.
or a poet's reading inspiring a sculptor in real time.
Okay, that sounds genuinely new.
That's the idea. Manpantan wants to be the place where these new kinds of expression aren't just allowed, but actively pushed forward, really testing the boundaries of art in the region.
That kind of cross-pollination. Yeah, that sounds incredibly exciting. It makes me think about the launch then. The grand opening on July 26, 2025. How does that promise translate into the actual experience? You said it won't be a typical gallery opening.
Definitely not a quiet affair with canopies.
Huh.
No, it's designed as an immersive experience right from the get-go. They want you to feel the energy immediately.
So what can people expect?
A really dynamic lineup.
Yeah.
Think live installations that are actually being created or evolving while you're there.
Oh, cool.
Music and dance performances happening throughout the space, not just on a stage. Pop-up creative stations where you can actually get your hands dirty, try things out.
Hands-on. Okay.
And this is quite unique, a dedicated public art wall where literally anyone you can leave your mark, add to this collective piece.
I love that.
Yeah, it really signals that interactive communal spirit. The whole lineup is meant to show off all the different facets of MaPIN at once. So there's something for everyone, whether you're deep into the art world or just, curious.
And speaking of everyone, one of the things that really stood out was how inclusive MaPIN aims to be. The sources explicitly say it welcomes everyone who dares to imagine. And they list everyone from painters and poets to performance artists and digital creators. That feels very deliberate. Why is that broad invitation so important, do you think?
I think it's absolutely fundamental to what they're trying to build. Traditional art spaces can sometimes feel a bit intimidating
Yeah.
or exclusive.
Sure, yeah.
MaPIN seems to be actively working against that. By throwing the doors open so wide to the painter, the coder, the poet, but also just to the curious visitor, someone looking for inspiration. They're trying to create an environment for, like, happy accidents.
Accidental discovery.
Yeah. Genuine connection. It's about building this ecosystem where really diverse perspectives can bump into each other and maybe spark something totally new.
So you might go for one thing and find something completely different.
Exactly. You might walk in curious about, say, a digital exhibit, but end up watching a live poetry slam that just blows you away. You make connections you weren't expecting. It's about discovery for everyone.
So wrapping this up a bit, MaPIN really sounds like it's positioning itself as this vibrant, truly inclusive hub in Chiang Mai. It's not just showing art, it's trying to actively foster creativity and real community connection.
That seems to be the core idea, yes.
And that grand opening date, again, July 26, 2025, definitely one for people to keep in mind if they're interested or nearby.
For sure. And maybe the final thought here, the really compelling thing, is thinking about how spaces like MaPIN actually operate.
How so?
Well, by bringing together all these different creative threads, the visual, the performing, the digital, the community itself, and making it interactive, they're not just displaying the culture of a city.
You're shaping it.
Exactly. They're actively participating in co-creating the city's evolving identity. And that maybe encourages you, listening, to think about how initiatives like this, focused on collaboration and active engagement, could spark something new in your own community, your own life.
A really interesting thought to end on, how we co-create culture. Thank you.
Thank you.